Hi, my name is Jia and my topic is homeschooling. By the time we prepare for high school to test standardized tests, do you realize that a group of homeschool students have already finished graduation requirements at the age of 16? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit of background about homeschooling. It started in the 1960s and the 1970s when the hippies and Christians didn't like how the state was telling their kids that they couldn't think independently and they couldn't accept other people's opinions. Now in the 21st century, according to a study conducted by NCES, which is an acronym for the National Center for Educational Statistics, approximately 1.5 million students were homeschooled in the United States. And in 2007, up from 850,000 in 1989. And the U.S. Census Bureau also reports in 2007 that the rate is increasing by 15–20% each year. And so some of the controversy for homeschooling is basically they're either undereducated or they're not socialized. And my main claim today is to prove to you that a homeschool environment positively affects the student's success in their life circumstances. I will argue that they achieve better academic results than traditionally school students. They participate in accelerated learning by utilizing their resources, and they are young adults that are productive in their community and society. First of all, even though public school students do score well in the test scores and standardized tests, statistics and example evidence shows that homeschool schoolers achieve better academic results than traditionally schooled students. Like, for example, according to Homeschooling 2010, which is the opposing viewpoint book, it states that the homeschoolers scored a score of 22.4 composite score, while the national average was 21.1 on their ACT. And then in 2009, it also, and you know what, they also do well in school, but they also they also get accepted to colleges, and some of the top-notch colleges as well. For example, Stanford University admitted 27% of its homeschoolers, which was twice the amount of the traditionally public school people. And they also tended to score higher grade point averages. And then not only do they do well in school and their tests and get into colleges, they also win scholarships. This one girl, she was given a $40,000 scholarship for her artistic merit. And in 2005, there was one person who won the National Geographic Bee. And then in 2003, according to homeschooling opposing viewpoints, 129 homeschoolers were National Merit Scholar winners, which was more than 600% in 1995. Second of all, homeschoolers, the homeschool environment positively affects their circumstances, more importantly in how they become accelerated learners by utilizing their resources. They get one-on-one learning from the parents, and this is a good thing because according to Homeschooling 2010, parents quickly identify a student's area of strengths and weaknesses in this way. From my research, there was a book called How 21 Families Decided to Homeschool Their Children. And one parent decided to pull her daughter from homeschooling because she discovered that her teacher was teaching her daughter the letters A to J in the alphabet for 3 months. And then in a chart by the NCES, it shows that there's 48.9% who can give their a better education at home, meanwhile 38.4% for religious reasons. And this is important because homeschoolers do take, the reason why parents put their children in homeschooling is because sometimes the public schools don't necessarily focus on the students themselves with a one-on-one or learning experience. And in addition, there are no distractions, like violence. And so in one book, the author also says that homeschool students are not dictated by bells. They are not locked by school gates, and are forced to They're not forced to be separated into a different age group than their other peers. Because of this, because they are not at school, they are available. They are exposed to a different variety of resources, such as the library, fire departments, hospitals, museums, and city halls. And so, yeah. Another reason how they are accelerated learners is because their parents teach their children values that they approve of. They, according to a public relations director, the National Organization for Women's Perspective, she felt that the schools perpetuated sexism, racism, and media ideas about gender. And then after homeschooling her own child, her child she is more excited about communicating with adults. They're more conscious about the decisions they're making and how they affect others, and they vote and they expose them to how a parent would vote in politics. Another reason why a homeschool environment positively affects a student's success is that they become young adults who are productive in their home environment. And author Rhonda Barfield, a mother, documented the experiences of 21 families who decided to homeschool at home. One 9-year-old adopted a project for sending care packages to Iraq, wrote letters, knitted hats, made Christmas cards, and collected funds to buy supplies for soldiers to hand out to Iraqi children. Another person, Brian, was 15 when he pursued his own interests, music courses, completed computer programming for pay, and he studied Greek and Roman classes, created business proposals and web pages, and participated in administrators. This shows that homeschool students are not just, they're more than just a test score, basically. And in one study, an expert finding was that Brian Ray of the National Home Education Research Institute surveyed 7,300 students, and most of them found that they were more involved in community and civic affairs. 74% of homeschool students surveyed had taken college classes. 46% of them are then. Okay, so 74% of the young adults surveyed had taken college classes compared to the 46% traditionally school population. And then 90% of the homeschool graduates read at least one book in the 6 months prior to the study, compared to the 69% of the comparison group. Thus, the evidence found the stellar academic achievements, accelerating the education through various resources, and their involvement in the community shows that a homeschooler's learning environment positively affects the student's success in their life circumstances.
All right, we state the proposition clearly. Secondary claims are laid out okay. On a couple of points, you're relying on some very narrow examples. I like the statistics that are spread out in a couple of places, but you need to be more consistent about that. The speech is 2 minutes over time. Keeping it short.